Yo, welcome to another episode of Points Podcast, episode 444. I want to thank y'all, first of all, for joining us tonight. Thank y'all for checking in through YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms that you guys been supportive with, Facebook. Thank you so much. Tonight we got another one for you, and we're just going to dive right in. We're going to talk about the two C's, and when I say that, I'm not talking about Captain Crunch. I'm not talking about chocolate chips. I'm not talking about crucial conflict. I'm talking about the cancel culture. Yes, the cancel culture is indeed a big thing going on around the world where you will be canceled for pretty much anything someone feels that anything could be offensive to anyone. And we're going to discuss that tonight and just, have a little dialogue about it, see how my other co-hosts are feeling about it and the state that we're in. So we're just going to dive right in. What does that mean to you guys, the cancel culture? For me, how I feel about it, basically it just seems that if you've done anything to offend anyone at any time, whether you meant to or you did, no matter what year you did it, it can be brought up and used against you in a court of opinion. And if enough people get behind it, you could be in deep trouble. And, it makes it a little bit hard to be outspoken or use your right of freedom of speech. And, you just have to be very careful about what you say and do. I mean, like some people in some instance deserve to be counseled. I'll kick it to Big Play Zay and see how he feels about the counsel culture. So what do you think, bro?
Well, my thoughts on the cancel culture, kind of consistent because, I'm a God-fearing man and I have never really been the type on judging anyone, and just with the cancel culture, even though it's such a real thing, I don't think that is fair for people to pass judgment on things, especially with we all haven't made mistakes before. And it's just unfortunate in some cases where, people get counseled, it's really detrimental to their whole career.
That's true.
And,
that's definitely true.
And some of it could be hearsay, nearsay, whatever. But that's really my thoughts on the cancel culture. And, it's just an unfortunate thing that we have empowered through social media and other content, man.
Right, yeah. I think really it's just our generation's way of saying, we pretty much ain't messing with you no more. You done. You did. And it's crazy, though, because I feel like it's kind of getting out of control. It's we going back canceling Pepe Le Pew, Snow White. They're trying to cancel Ellen DeGeneres. Everybody love Ellen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now even most of RIP DMX, because now you got certain people want to cancel DMX from lyrics from the 90s. And it's just kind of crazy. So it's we canceling everything. And don't get me wrong now, if someone is found guilty of a charge that they committed and stuff like that, then I do agree that, you know what I mean? That we should counsel them or whatever. But I'm just trying to see with this counseling, what all does it entail? How long can somebody be counseled? Is it a time limit? Is it a time frame? What do y'all guys think? Is it a time frame, time limit, and how far is this counseling? How far can it go? Should they never make money, or what's going
on? I think that cancel culture has been going on before social media. We're just seeing it a little bit more now. But if you think about the old days, it's always been here. And if someone did anything that may have intentionally or unintentionally harmed some individual, do you guys remember what they did? You know what they did to try to get back in good graces? They went on Oprah. I'm just gonna be real, for real. Y'all remember that? Yeah. You went on talk shows and you went on City Hall that I can remember, and you said what you did. You apologized for it, and some people were forgiven. Some people probably wasn't, but you didn't see it as much because it wasn't social media. So I feel like that's been going on for years. It's just now we're just seeing it in social media platform instead of seeing it on television.
I was gonna say that the internet changed the game. Internet and social media.
Yeah.
Exactly. All the information is readily at your fingertips.
Right. To feed in on that, man, it's a slippery slope, man. Even when they still do their public apology and stuff, man. But it's still such a slippery slope. You can mess around and say the wrong thing. It's always you're never gonna please everyone. You just want to try and get to majority. And just off of what you said about the Ellen show, man, like her show ain't been the same. Like her energy ain't been the same. You know, it just like you know, and it's affecting a lot of things, man. That's why, you know, you ain't gonna see too many more raunchy comedies no more either. You know, everybody waiting for their next Friday. They waiting for their next classic, but you know, it's just too much red tape.
The thing though,
sorry,
I mean to cut you off, but the thing is, the Ellen thing is a different thing because that's someone exposing something that may have happened behind closed doors, and I think those type of things need to be told because there's so many people that are afraid to come forward about things that have happened, and when they do, we're seeing that the doors can be blasted off, and you can never recover from that. And you know, if you've harmed the people like that, I mean, those people they're not afraid to end your career because they remember what you've done to them.
Right, but that's the thing though. Like it's like the court of public opinion is what's ruining everybody though, because they're not found guilty of anything yet. I can see if they've been found guilty. You know, like once again, we want to make it very clear that we don't condone any violence of any kind or any of that stuff. But now we live in a society where it's like a court of public opinion. Like if you can say anything and it's got to be true because it's on the internet.
Ooh boy, tell me about it.
So
got to be true.
All right.
Yeah, don't mess with the conspiracies, boy. They come for you. Coming for you.
Do you think in situations like this, we would prefer a swift judgment instead of like prolonging it out and just dragging them through the mud on allegation after allegations, you know, trying to build the case up even bigger, making avenues and doors for people to come in and say, well, you know what, now that I think about it, I'm a victim too, you know, and they just continue to build a case, which possibly they are a victim, not taking nothing away from them, but in those situations, do you think it's more of a torment that's kind of killing our
but on the flip side, you know, in some of the cases, you know, the victims, that, you know, once somebody else comes out, that gives them the strength to come out and be able to tell their story. So sometimes that's what it is. That's another vantage point to look at it from also. You know? So sometimes it is about the money. Sometimes it's about, you know, just they finally got their courage, you know, because somebody else was, you know, courageous enough to step forward. So.
Exactly. And we all know that we're strength in numbers. So,
yeah. And let's take the time for those who have had the strength to come on out, give them some points, man. You know, those people who have been able to stand up and, you know, show their truth and talk their story, man, because I understand that type of pressure and stress they can put on your life, man, just living with that type of burden. So much points to those who
points.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. I mean, I respect everyone who has been through anything, and it's a slippery slope because who am I to say when someone has to speak up on their trauma? You know, we all have witnessed some type of trauma in our lives that we probably have overlooked or just tried to block out. You know, and it is in the word public opinion, that is statute of limitation, but you know, to that victim who has been through something, it's not. So I don't want to, you know, I want to try to be respectful in that case, but I'm not gonna front. Like there are some cases where I'm like, wow, that happened. You know, whenever that happened so long ago, I do want to know why. That's a problem now. So you know, I remember that Pepe Le Pew when I was a child, and I'm not gonna front. I'd be like, man, you fresh.
They ain't know no better. They're trying to counsel him though. They're trying to counsel the Pew. Trying to get him up out of here.
He gonna be out
here. Oh yeah, Family Guy, American Dad. I mean, all that shit.
Everyone's gonna be out.
That's what I say.
That's why, man. Speaking on the art tip, man. I wanted to run this across y'all about me being a parent, man. And I hope I'm saying her name right. Samaria Rice, man. That whole situation with the Black Lives Movement and her son getting gunned down. And, you know, it was this artist, Sean Leonardo, a New York artist, a contemporary artist, and he does a lot of rendition of Black Lives Movement events where he paint George Floyd. Same as me being an active painter, where she had sent him a cease and desist for one of his shows because it had a rendition of her son's situation, and she's more so on the defense on this isn't something that we should be praising. This is something that she wants to mourn about, and that kind of touched and connected with me because as an artist, the only thing I'm doing is just expressing myself, and some people can do marches and some people can, peaceful protests. Some people do violent protests. But as myself, that really connected with me as an artist. Like that, I had to put another perspective on how I would feel as a parent if I was in a situation and somebody painted a rendition of one of my kids laying there slain, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm on the fence on everything, really. I understand what you're saying about that particular artist you're speaking of. And I guess and that's his way of in remembrance of Tamir Rice. And I'm more familiar, though, with, like, the current beef that Miss Rice has with the Black Lives Matter movement. And I try to follow that stuff a lot. And I try to, kind of see where she's coming from and stuff. And it's, I guess my main question is, like, should, Tamir Rice's mom or any of the victims, is it okay for Black Lives Matter to be monopolizing off of the backs of those that we lost, like Tamir Rice? Like, because, Tamir Rice's mom was like, she don't get no money from them, from Black Lives Matter movement or anything. And so, which I do understand, the Black Lives Matter movement is bigger than just the ones that we have lost, like the Tamir Rice, George Floyd's, and stuff like that. But I guess technically, like, the Tamir Rice is like the poster child for Black Lives Matter. Like, so, and then like Miss Rice was stated saying that, she felt like, it's like on some clout chasing where Black Lives Matter is doing. So I'm really on the fence, guys. Like, it's kind of hard for me because I know what Black Lives Matter means in the movement, and it's bigger than those that we have lost to that senseless violence. But at the same time, they are the poster people or poster child or whatever for Black Lives Matter movement. So,
yeah, I'm with you on that. It's definitely a torn on each side because I'm not a parent, but to see your child slaying and that image everywhere you go, it has to be very depressing. I know I respect what you're saying, Zay, about being an artist. And I can't tell you what to do with your art. It obviously need to be shown to the world, but you are a parent. So like I said, just imagine, I don't want you to imagine that, but someone's child being seen everywhere in that same position that they remember them in, they last time seeing them or remember seeing them in as slain. No one wants to see that as a parent everywhere you go. So I can see her being upset with that. I just don't know what BLM could do to make her feel better about that. And you're right. It's probably not even about the money for her,
right.
Them giving her money. She just don't want to see her child, remembering her child that way. She want to remember him smiling, remember him in her mind that way. So it's just a slippery slope. And that's what we talking about today with this cancel culture, man. You bot can cancel everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how you look at it, like, we could twist it like, okay, BLM made 90 million last year. Where the money going? Like, what I mean? Like, what I mean? So it's just how you spin it and everything in life. It's slippery for real.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
We definitely send our hearts out to them, for real, all the victims, families.
Points.
Yeah.
I know this is a deep topic, guys. I know, we get in our feelings on this one. So, but, that's pretty much our time, guys. And, I just want to thank our viewers out there for joining us tonight. Want to give points out to everybody, all our viewers, points continuously.
Points.
Thanks for joining us. Please make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow us at Points Podcast on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. On behalf of my boys, Big Play Zay, Yay, I'm Dominican Dunn. Thank y'all.
We out.
Points. We out.